get more of them. That's the answer here. You want to do a better technique? Get more of them. And they get outlandish potentially. Or worse, they don't continue this inner journey, this inner inquiry. Okay? So how to use this character situation energies properly in relation to the self that's there. I like to play some kind of harmony, or give me the word again, Brad. This ensemble. I like to keep this ensemble to some degree in order. Okay? Why? Because the original was a great harmony between, or a force that came and did twosies that has a real affinity for each other. And as we get back to more original, or most original, there's a oneness factor there in the heavenlies. Okay? So we're using this balance of things along with the self returning back to finer of itself, eventually original of self, trying to stay in tandem a bit properly. What I said was important. I don't know if I said it well. Anybody? Where the hell are we? Open those mics.
Anybody have a question or comment for Sensei at this point?
Yeah. Oh, this is Dusty. I'll say something. It's okay. Thank you, Sensei.
You usually say something intelligent, Dusty. So
I don't know if I say anything intelligent or not, but that bam, that maybe big bang, but that instant, I started to think, well, then is every moment.
Are we talking about the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
I don't think it big bangs. I think boom, and then this. Let's call it second stage. Bing, 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 bing. So I don't want to say it big bangs every time there. And no, I would put the big bang a little bit earlier and say this next. I'd probably put the big bang over here someplace and say, okay, now this is going on continuously based on that. So I want to do big bang, big bang, big bang.
That felt like too much of a paradigm shift.
We're going to get a headache. We're going to get a headache if we do that. It's too much.
Yeah.
Careful now. It's too much banging.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's a giggle from the corner. Excuse me. It's the way I talk. See, if I, as a common man, can catch on to this, that means everyone has a chance. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone has a chance. I mean, I tell you where I started from. I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. Whoa. I started from there's no college in my family. That was unheard of. Okay. Bing, 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 bing. Get to a level where I know a lot of things. Not an intellectual I read, I studied. It's from this, settle. And because it's intelligence, it's available. So I know a lot of things because it's there, available. Hey, if I can do that, anybody. Okay, I said to Osensei once, I said, oh my God, we're running out of time. Is that what you're doing? Okay, I said to Osensei once, I forgot what I said, but he said, oh yes, I'm a normal human. I said, okay. Then at another time, he was telling me about how much he developed as that little kid on the beach. And I thought, wow, at that age, he already had a sense of self and this urging from self to come back to a finer self, da-da. And I said, wow, you were a child prodigy. He said, yes, I was. So he hit me with two forms. One is to be a human, and the other is that, but within my humanity, I have a little edge on you. I have this better sense of this. So he hit me with both forms. Anyway.
Hi, Bob. This is Amy.
Yeah.
I have a question. You
Yeah.
said before that there are 120 or 130 different dimensions, but
I'm-
Osensei said,
no,
well, you need to
no.
play with 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
So,
You say for practical use, yeah.
okay, so could you say more about that 7 or 8? What's the magic
No.
of that?
What's the what?
The magic of 7 or 8.
Whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. Okay. If it takes you in your practice a sense of 20 dimensions, then fine. Depends how you want to cut those dimensions. I did a class once. I don't know if you were here. I did a ruler, 1 inch to 2. But in between 1 and 2 are bing, 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 all those little sublines. What are they called? Ruler? No help from others.
Fractions.
Fractions. So sometimes I lay out things and I do the fractions between 1 and 2. Okay. So here I suddenly have an extra 8 or whatever dimensions seemingly, but really I was doing 1 to 2. I just was making it easier for people by doing it fractional. Don't worry about those numbers. The numbers aren't going to get you there. You get there, and then whatever you want to do with numbers. So I don't know what to say. Arbitrary. Okay. One lady I worked with, I think I mentioned a story, but anyway, I'll cut to the chase. And she was really one of those down type ladies. And so I had her open up and open up and open up. Now, generally, when I work with somebody, I do 7 openings, okay, to get them to a better level of self. But she had started so down and negative, I got up to 10 before I got to this beautiful lady glowing place. So 1, 7, 10, 112, who gives a shit? Whatever. Okay, so I don't take those numbers too serious. I'm not marking them in stone. Yeah. Okay. Amy?
Yep. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, if we can get the sense of how things beat and work. So I say something dumb like, you launch your boat into an oncoming wave, and boom, the wave blasts you back. You end up on the beach and the boat is tore up, you're tore up, and you say, why does God hate me? But when you start to catch the beats of things, which is what I'm trying to lay out, then you know, don't launch it now. Oh, now launch it. Then you start to get the beat of things and where you are in that beat. I want to jump up, but right now I'm not ready. I don't have any support. Easy. My feet are starting to tingle. Easy. What else? Starting to feel something up the spine. Easy. I'm starting to get a feeling of bounce under me. Don't know if it's enough to jump up, but it's close. I'm starting to get that bounce. So why did I lay that out? I forgot where I was going with that. Great.
Sensei,
Yo.
this
Yeah.
Dave Flater here. I have a question.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier today. That so many people, I think part of the division today is people are closed-minded. They made up their minds. They don't think. Many of the people that go to college learn to critically think, and you found yours separately on your own. How did you? Do you know how you found your critical thinking self?
Well, one important piece, a little bit further past, I think, where you're asking, but one piece that really struck me was realizing that I had my axe to grind or my preferences. So when I would sit early days, I knew I wanted certain things to happen. But I learned, I don't know how, very quickly that I was interfering. So I learned how to open and say, what's for me now? I'll trust the pattern. Whatever it is, I'll experience it. I trusted the intelligent pattern. So that was very important that I caught that, because I still see a lot of people wanting a certain quality. Yeah, we can do that as a separate practice, but also you got to be open for what quality do I need now? What is here for me now? Not what I want to be there, uh, but what's there. Okay. Now, sometimes you can, again, you can do a different form. You can say, I really would like to highlight caring. I want to care more or something. I want to highlight caring. Can I just hang out with that word caring? Easy, sense, feeling, caring. And okay, first it feels warmer. I didn't get this kind of warmth with the other stuff I was doing, but it felt warmer. Easy, caring. I'm settling, I'm opening, I'm allowing this thing called caring. And I'm hearing, feeling, hearing. Be easy, be easy. So, okay, be easy. Caring. I'm starting to get a word like feeling. So maybe the word caring is changing to saying something like, I really want you to call me feeling. Maybe a sense of feeling for. If you're going to care for somebody, you're going to have feeling for them. Da-da, da-da, da-da. So that's a separate practice, and you're free to do that, but keep the percentage a bit higher, not knowing quite what you might need at any given point, that whatever is there, I trust the intelligence. If it's there, it's time to allow it. If it's there, it's right. See, but the smaller I is a doubter, and he doubts everything I'm saying. By the way, okay, and he doubts whether this is going to be better, or that there is even something there. I doubt that there's even anything there. This is bullshit Nadeau made up. So you get tight enough, we're in deep trouble. Okay.
And Sensei, would you like a short break on that note?
I don't know if we should finish up, take a break. What do you people want to do?
Thank you, Sensei.
That was a question. What do you people want to do?
I think, I take the risk of speaking for most people, saying we'd like to do whatever you'd like. If you'd like to break, we'd be happy to rest with you. If you'd like to go a little bit longer, we'll hang out with you, and we appreciate your time.
Let's just continue for a little bit more. All right.
Very good.
Good.
Okay. Mind, body stuff, hidden, drawing, overlaid. Yeah, I think that overlay sense, again, very important. Overlaid. Don't have to go out there too far. Inner, finer. Now, when you move inner, finer, you always get a sense that it's bigger, and that's fine. But do be careful of going out too far, because you can start to get not lost, but caught up. Sensei like to keep things down a bit. I refer to it as the Joe size space, certain amount of space. But you keep that integrity and that finer. So finer is here. You don't have to go out into bigger and bigger, finer. You'd say it's kind of dissipate. It gets too fine, kind of thing. So you'll experience it someplace along the line as being bigger. That's okay. You can drift around in there and experience the bigger, but don't get too carried away with bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, it's like a department store. I've laid this out before, kind of thing. It's like a department store, and you get off on one floor, and this is a unbelievably vast department store. And you're on the floor of lingerie department, okay? Once you're on that floor, you can look around a bit, but you get a quick sense of it. Oh, it's silky and it's perfumey kind of flavor here, and it's sheer. Okay, I got a flavor. I feel it. I sense it. And then you could double check what kind of character that brings up, and what your realm is. But this endless department store, you go on, and silkier than silk, and finer than fine, and on and on and on. And you're not going anywhere. You're just getting caught up in the vast expanse. You see, to move on, I don't have to understand where Mars is. I don't have to go to a different galaxy to get a sense of being in the matter world. So where I'm at, and roughly that's close enough. I have a sense of it. So I know there are planets out there, but I don't have to go to all those planets. And they're endless, aren't they? I hear tell. And on, and different galaxy, and now another galaxy. And you don't have to cover the whole galaxy to move into another dimension. You can do that here. Okay. And the next finer dimension is here. All right. So you'll see the size of it, but don't get too carried away. You lose something. Is that all right? Tricks of the trade. Back to Eye of the Beholder. Osensei set up here. See, in the old days of Japan, we'd see Osensei, somebody would fly. And we'd say, whoa, how powerful, how strong he is. That's what we saw. And that's how we would continue to refer to whatever he did as, whoa, he's powerful. Okay? We didn't have the eye to say, oh my God, did you see that harmony in effect? Did you see that loving protection take care of that whole situation? We didn't see that or say that. We said, whoa, he's strong, he's powerful. So even now, some people misunderstand Osensei because we always said powerful, powerful, powerful. They say, oh, well, I do Aikido, but my real teacher is Mr. Loving or Mr. Harmony over here. And it's like, yeah, that's all right. I'm not putting down your teacher, but I'm saying the old man had it, but we said it wrong. We presented it wrong. We said that son of a gun is tough. He is powerful. Whoa. We didn't say, whoa, look at that loving protection. And all those guys are falling because he's lovingly protected at the level he's at. We didn't say it that way. I was a little close because I said, where the hell is this guy coming from? I knew already it wasn't better techniques. I love techniques. I've been doing techniques for years in other arts. So, but where is this guy coming from? And that's what I would ask him. Hey, where are you coming from? And what would facilitate me heading that way to come from there? That was our dialogue was about. I never said, teach me how to bend this better. Everybody was teaching that. Why bother Osensei with that? Where are you coming from, man, that makes you who you are? Okay, so anyway, we gave him a bad name because Eye of the Beholder could only see power. Yeah, wanted to get that across. Don't go anywhere, member range. So the game, to finish up here, the game that I like to do, I was talking to Aikido student out of country and on the phone the other day, and he's a long-term meditator. And something I said, I used the word partake, to partake of these things better. And that word caught him. And he realized in his I to self meditation that he was getting a little loosey there, loosey-goosey. He's getting a little loosey there. And that we should partake of both the energies of character and the beat energies of the realm. That's part of this package or ensemble. I think they had a word too. I can't remember quite what it is, but ensemble is close. and to keep the package together through finer and finer dimensions, because to make a big crossover to the heavenlies, your package has to be kind of squared away complete to do it properly. You try to come in half-ass, it's not going to work, or going to be a lot of misunderstandings. Won't work well. So orderly, like orderly. Okay. So if you can fit that into your practice of a certain amount of clear self, and then for lack of words, a quick aside. Now with this clear self, who is the character? What character is being mixed? And what would this character do in the world he's in? You got a pretty good package there. Then you can go back to self to a finer dimension and do the same thing. Get a finer sense of self, a finer experience of self. Da-da, da-da. Okay, so I like that sense of it. I think I'm sort of running out here. Last time,
Sensei, if I may, when it comes to development, what often comes up for me is how Osensei would remind us to be ever forging.
Forge spirit, yeah. My take on that, this is my take. My take on that was, how do we forge a sword? Fire and water. When I was a little kid, I lived in Canada for a year. Spent many summers there, French Canada. And one house I lived in, the boys were blacksmiths. So I used to hang out in the blacksmith shop. That was one of the gathering places in that village. Wasn't even a village. And they'd heat it, and then they'd put it in the water. Then they'd heat it and pound it, put it in the water. So forging could be a fire-water thing. Osensei liked the fire-water. Wasn't his only pattern, but he loved fire-water pattern. Yeah. See, I did mention clear enough on the two forces, the one thing that split into two is that different cultures have different names. So Osensei would use I'm in the bridge. Susano and Amaterasu. No, that's for me, that's a lesser one. I'm not sure about that. I have to double check with him, but that's a lesser one. Izanagi Izanami created Japan. I think the more original is Amaterasu, Susano.
Right, brother and sister.
File that away.
Brother and sister.
Okay. They're so oneness, they break off, but they're still related. Okay. Anyway, I think I ran it out. I really wanted to, I knew I was biting off a lot with that origin of creation. I don't know, did the best I could. Again, you didn't ask me questions too far back where I would have said past my pay scale or something. I only like to talk about things usually to the degree that I've experienced them. So that's where I was coming from. Last couple of minutes talk. Anybody, anything before we finish up?
Sensei, this is Bonnie. I was wondering if you could describe the feel sense you have as you go through the different dimensional shifts on the finer level, finer and back.
You blurred on me.
Asking Sensei, what does it feel like to you? What do you experience as you go through these dimensional shifts?
Specifically with the breathing.
More alive, clearer vision, clearer sense of things, all that stuff. More bounce to the step, clearer voice, prettier movements, on and on and on and on and on. But you go through them You experience your experience, not just thinking about it. Experience. Aware, I experience. Experiencing, I am aware. Experience, partake, involve in there. It's all one. This ensemble is really the relationship of all three main pieces working together. The circle, triangle, square thing. They're all in harmony with each other. See, we get too tight, we get out of harmony. But the harmony is there as we settle and open. The harmony is there. Will begin to show the relationship of this to that to this, and that to this. It begins to show. It begins more and more to happen. So you ought to feel better, physically, mentally, whatever. That's a simple basic. To go into details, I think where I would screw you up and where I'm careful with you is you'll hear some detail and you'll try to mimic that detail, which is me telling you instead of you feeling yours. So I almost want to say, in a certain way, what do you want to know what I'm feeling? You go feel. Okay. I gave you enough by saying settle and open and play the game. Energies are mixing. Now, what's your flavor? As they mix up a better character, you. What's your sense feeling? What's your you? Okay. See, even me, I'm a follower of Osensei, so to speak. But he also told me, Nadeau, I love that you love me, but you can't be me, be you. We just have a good relationship because I'm similar in some ways. And so we have that being, we resonate a bit, but still, I got to be careful. I have to do me. And I'm just blah, blah, blah. If I were to be at Osensei's level, I probably wouldn't look exactly like Osensei did on the mat. My thing would be different somehow or other. How, I don't know, because I'm not there. But I can kind of tell you it would be different. Because it would be me at that level. Okay?
Sensei, I've seen you on the mat. This is Andreas, and you look a lot like him sometimes.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I won't buy that. Don't go there.
Sensei, my question was more specifically to breathing, the feeling of breath as you go through the different dimensions. For example, when I get into a more finer dimension, I feel as if my heart is powering my breath more. And I'm just wondering for you, since you've experienced the dimensions so well, how your breath feels.
Okay, I don't recall ever having that heart breathing, but fine, whatever. It has a meaning to it. You hang out and experience, and you'll know by experiencing what the meaning of that is. I don't do much breathing practice anymore, but I do remember the change from I'm breathing to suddenly feeling like breathing was going through me to even more of that to where the universe, something weird, is breathing, and I happen to be here, aware, experiencing that breath, but that's different than I breathe. So I would start with, or count 4 in, 4 out, whatever, and count with a hold and all that, did all that old style shit, which is good shit. So again, your experiences are going to be a bit different than mine. I never had heart breathing. So you hang out at that level and with a sense of inquiry, sort of a background sense of what does this mean, or why is the heart here breathing? You hang out with it and inquire of the system, and it should talk back by showing you different ways. It talks back. You sort of hear it. I can hear. We're not in my ear, but in my inner hearing. I get visualization pictures. So how it presents is has different forms of communicating. You learn to communicate in your own system. So in essence, you say, okay, my heart is breathing. What the hell does that mean? And you settle down and you trade that into hopefully an answer will be there, or a next level of that will be there to help clarify what that is. Is it the heart breathing, or did it say there's a loving relationship between the out breath and the in breath? Could have been saying that. I don't, that would be true also. But it's your system. So I can make up possibilities, but the possibilities I can make up, you sit with your heart breathing and you inquire within your own system about that. And because it's intelligent and stuff and wants you to move along, of course, that's the whole drive of things, it should clarify. You sit on it. I think I said to you once before, sit on it, sit with it, sit in it. And with the soft inquiry that you're then going to experience, not just knowledge. Oh, I understand now. Okay, I'm out of here. You continue with this experience. So if it gives you an answer in some form, you sit in that experience. You partake of that experience. You soak in that experience. Okay, it's best I can do.
Sensei, I think that you've left
Thank
us.
you very much, Sensei.
Sensei, this is Lauren. I think you've left us with a lot to sit with tonight, and it's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Time to go drink wine. No, sake tonight. I'm going to drink sake tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
I have to,
Sensei.
Japanese food. Okay, thank you.
Very nice.
Folks, for hanging
Thank
out.
you very much, Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, everyone, for.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank
That's
you, Sensei.
all.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you,
All right,
Sensei.
thanks everyone else.
Ciao.
Thanks very much, Sensei.
Thank you.
Hey, Lauren,
Yeah.
you can still hear me?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask him, but I didn't get it out. The circle, square, triangle that you said was different. How did he say it? Do you remember?
Yes, as I make notes. Not that I can remember. He said, circle is universe, the universe we are in. The triangle is the character in the universe,
Character.
or the character that's mixed up for that situation in the here and now. Right? And the square is the truer self. And so,
And before you go on, the other thing that I couldn't remember was the 4 qualities. He said that he talked about intelligence, loving, harmony or beauty. And what was the 4th one?
all loving, all harmony, all powerful, all beautiful.
Powerful.
Loving, harmony, power, beauty.
Power. Okay.
Well, beauty is Jack's word.
Beauty is Jack's word.
Oh, hey, Bob, you're still there.
But
Yeah.
All right.
and that he talked about the earth, that as part of the innate characteristic of this consciousness energy key, this preparatory about to create state, is that it has an innate urge to create. That is one of its qualities. I thought that was quite interesting.
But quality not in relation to qualities as we use them, but that's one of its, that's what it does. I don't know if I call it quality, just for clarity, because we're calling power love qualities.
I feel like I'm in a Woody Allen movie where where he turns and he pulls Marshall McLuhan out from behind the curtain. Gee, Sensei,
I'm going to go drink sake. Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Well, good night, everyone.
Thank
And with
you.
that, we'll get out of here with our skin on. Okay. Good night, everyone.